Hola, mucho gusto and conocerte. I'm very happy to see you all through this video lecture. Now, let's get started. As you know, ChatGPT is shaking up the internet search market all over the world. Meanwhile, there is also the problem of so-called hallucination. Therefore, we propose a direction for building a state-led hyperscale AI in which the government and the private sector collaborate. I'd like to talk about named LLM-based hyperscale AI plan in public sector. In this sentence, LLM stands for large language model, and hyperscale AI. Many people or many countries call this name Gen AI or generative AI, but I'm call name hyperscale AI in this slide in my lecture. Okay, index. The table of contents is as follows: from digital platform government AI policy, LLM-based hyperscale AI, LLM hyperscale AI construction plan, and policy implications. Okay, first part, digital platform government. Okay, as you can see, first I briefly introduced Korean digital platform government plan like this. Following the internet and mobile that changed the world. AI and data-based society that have changed the world are considered an era that gives the Korean government a chance to take a new leap forward. Okay, the digital platform government plans to break down the barriers among ministries and implement all services in one place. We also seek to maximize the virtuous cycle network effect by inducing participation from the private sector. In the current state of government, ministries provide services separately, but the digital platform government connects executive branch, the judiciary, private companies, and individuals on a digital platform. In addition, we plan to realize one government by linking data and API services with a cloud-based hyperscale AI. Part 2, Government AI Policy. Okay, in Korea government, in January 2023, established a strategy to make government AI a daily routine. First, emergence of AI innovation models transitions to a new competitive landscape. The world is now collectively paying attention to new AI models that surpass existing limitations. And as AI entering a new phase, it's kind of unexpected rapid growth. The certain fields are advancing to the level of human capabilities at a faster pace than anticipated. And third, trends in AI technology. In hyperscale AI models, we keep this strategy kind of a full stack strategy, the strengthening of technological and service influencing from open source, release of AI code, development tools, and in-house chips development. Okay, now it's about Korean hyperscale AI enhancement plan. In November 22, ChatGPT reached 1 million users in 5 days and 10 million users in 40 days. It's an amazing record. Netflix takes 3.5 years. Airbnb takes 2.5 years. Facebook, 10 months, and so on. Compared to the time it took for major services to secure 1 million users, it's a overwhelming short period of time and an unprecedented record for AI services. On the other hand, there are tasks to be resolved, such as incorrect answers, ethics issues, and misuse. It has been continuously developed since the recent release of GPT-4, but the main function and application areas are as follows. Okay, first, content generations, automatic generations of response to customer inquiries. Second, summarization function, summarization of customer, summarization of expert document, summarization of social media trend. And third one is code generation. Conversion of natural language to SQL stands for structured query language, and code documentation. And last one is semantic search, specific product, service review search, knowledge mining, and so on. And next slide, government AI policy in-house and abroad. In Japan, the Ministry of Agriculture, Forest and Fisheries plans to test the use of ChatGPT in the revision process of the official website in order to improve the efficiency of administrative document creation for more than 5,000 procedures. Let me look at the Korean government cases. It's a Gyeonggi province of Korea. Formation of Gyeonggi GPT-TF and adoption of ChatGPT for providing accessible public service and utilization in policy and reporting, presentation preparation, and the data research. Okay, in Japan case, Yokosuka City, first local government in Japan to adopt ChatGPT last April 18, 2023. All employees can use the chatbot to summarize sentences, check spelling errors, and generate ideas. And Gyeonggi, Gyeongsangbuk province in Korea again, policy support for customized AI service model called ChatGyeongbu or ChatGB based on ChatGPT. By training all data related to Gyeongsangbuk province, ChatGB can provide more accurate and faster answers to Gyeongsangbuk province related questions. Okay, part 3, LLM-based hyperscale AI. LLM, the foundation of supergiant hyperscale AI, was not created suddenly. The attention-based transformer algorithm emerged in 2017 through a thesis titled "Attention is All You Need," is continuously evolving. Announced BERT model utilized the encoding of the transformer. Also announced GPT model utilized the decoder of the transformer. Recently, it developed into Google Lambda, OpenAI GPT series, and opened Meta's Llama source. And the recent news, the UAE also opened the LLM developed by the government a few days ago, and the trend of opening the LLM model is also flowing. Okay, GPT-3 drew attention with 175 billion parameters. As increasing in parameters correlates advanced language model services, but it's not necessarily. High performance can be achieved with fewer parameters by learning the RLHF language model. It actually stands for Reinforced Learning Human Feedback. Compared to empty NLG and Parlem GPT-3 and GPT-4 language model sizes are smaller. Human intervention, like a LLHF language model, has a very important factor on performance. The difference between the hyperscale AI language model and the basic services is summarized as follows. In the past, translation, summary, dialogue services were provided through translation, summary, and dialogue models, respectively. Currently, translate, summary, conversation, you can get it at once from the hyperscale AI model. Okay, let's take a look at the evolution of a GPT model. GPT-1 has 117 million parameters. GPT-2 has 1.5 billion parameters. Actually, it's 10 times. And GPT-3 has 175 billion parameters. It's 100 times. And ChatGPT is conversational language model applied with LLHF. And GPT-4 possesses sophisticated natural language generation ability. Looking at the training data set of GPT-3 using 175 billion parameters, common core is quantity 110 billion, weight 60%. As you can see, this data set used the GPT-3 training table. And next, the weight in training mix is web text. It's crawling data from the website and book 1 to Wikipedia and so on. This slide is regarding building process of instruction GPT. In the construct 3 step from step 1 to 3 like this. Let me try explain more detail through next slide. Okay, regarding instructor GPT, step 1, SFT stands for supervised fine-tuning. It's collect demonstration data and train a supervised policy. Step 2, RM, it's a reward model, collect comparison data and train a reward model according to ranking by people. It's kind of through the model LLHF. And step 3, PPO, it stands for proxial policy optimization. So optimize a policy against the reward model using a reinforcement learning. The reward is used to update the policy using PPO. Okay, ChatGPT, combination of chat and GPT, it's a generative pre-trained transformer. And feature and functions is fine-tuning using reinforcement learning with human feedback, LLHF, by incorporating human feedback. Okay, this slide regarding ChatGPT replica. Replica in constraint to instruct GPT, which explain its implementation approach in a paper. ChatGPT's implementation method is disclosed, and the only difference being the data collection. So ChatGPT replica is a model that can independently train by replicating the structure and training data of the ChatGPT model. It is useful for government side because it has the advantage of data security, but guaranteeing the performance is challenging and requires additional effort still. Okay, part 4, LLM hyperscale AI construction plan. As you can see, this picture regarding concept diagram of public hyperscale AI, it makes a name by naming as ADIOS. ADIOS stands for AI, Data, Infra, Operation Services. by utilizing a government hyperscale AI infrastructure platform and applying adaptation to each government department, we aim to provide AI services that combine public value and domain expert. Okay, assuming regarding LLM hyperscale AI construction plan, key resources for constructing a hyperscale AI infrastructure consist of like this: AI model, algorithms, infrastructure, computing power, and data. So in our AI model selection, pre-trained model, feasibility assessment of utilizing publicly available non-commercial pre-trained models, such as OPT 175 billion and replica like this, and collaboration with the relevant government departments and academic industry partnership is pursued for co-development or pre-trained models. In infrastructure development, method is to secure necessary resources within government clouds to maintain data security of government department, and resource acquisition measures gradually and continuously introduce GPUs and ensure sufficient memory and storage capacity for their gradual collection, and establish proactive management systems as well. In data collection and refinement, to obtain basic data through the reuse of publicly available materials and purchases from existing companies, and annual and sector-specific access for over a period of 5 to 10 years. And it needs to establish a classification system for generating filtered data and manually generate response data. And in data collection refinement, training data production approach. In order to build a public model based on ChatGPT, it's necessary to construct two types of data, training data, by SFT and LLM, supervised fine-tuning and reward model, respectively. Okay, regarding considerations for establishing major resources, I consist of the LLM hyperscale AI the model like these 5 factors. Adios, as I mentioned right before. The first, AI model, use of replicas. So it needs to create an instruct GPT model using a replica of ChatGPT, and implementation of LLM using GPT-4 will be utilized when ChatGPT-4 replicas are released. And basic data, collection and refinement of basic data required for learning a large language model. And from basic Korean database, Korean government made many data from the public organization. Efforts to secure basic data used by large private AI companies, purchase or agreement, and so on. And public data, utilize refined data in a form that can be released from the public data portals, the National Library of Korea, AI Hub, and National Archives of Korea, and make effective use of field data that contributes significantly to public services, and fine-tuning data and filtering data, such as malfunctional, to reduce malfunctional, inaccurate answers, and refer to the other factors: infrastructure and operation services, You can refer this meaning through these tables. Okay, part 5, policy implication. Okay, as it is determined that a hyperscale AI for public purpose will be an essential and indispensable service. First, free services based on government platforms like OpenGPT need to be made available to the general public in the form of APIs. And second is for national information, including the sensitive data. It's a kind of a closed government services can be developed in the form of GovChat. It's actually the hybrid strategy. Okay, when looking at security issues, concerns about the potential misuse and security vulnerabilities of foundation model AI. It can force biased knowledge into specific entities and special control using prompt commands. And if private entities create training data, controlling the leakage of sensitive and confidential information becomes challenging. In scalability, it's necessary to address the parameter update issue of the national hyperscale AI. In maintenance, we have problem that the use fees of related institutions for foundation model. Okay, we need to establish government, private sector collaboration strategy like this. It needs to develop the transparent and accountable technical tools and method. Actually, it's necessary. As direction, when utilizing private sector foundation models, direct services such as G-Cloud, it's a Korean cloud government system, are required rather than indirect services in the form of APIs. And to reduce reliance on specific companies and ensure the government's development independence. In cost, increased technical dependence may lead to higher cost in future model upgrades and adjustment in utilization direction, along with increased service cost. There is a concern that private companies may monopolize the initiative for utilizing public services, allowing them to implement similar applications for the profit-generating purpose. In consideration for key resources of hyperscale AI models, it is necessary to build a government hyperscale AI model. In infrastructure, utilizing government clouds is necessary, a separate zone in public cloud. Lastly, in data, discussion is needed on securing data sets from domestic and foreign companies specializing in hyperscale language models through procurement or agreement, for example. Okay, I appreciate your listening so long time. I hope this presentation helpful for your government. I hope to see you again. Thank you. Adios.